back to Deadly Dames, and we're still doing our top 100 horror films of all time for us. Obviously, we've not seen every horror movie, so if we've missed one of your favourites, it's because we've not seen it. Or it didn't make the cut, because it's really hard to do a top 100 list. You give it a go and see how you feel. Or we've forgotten about it, yeah. So moving on, we decided, as we said, we've kind of broke them down into categories because we found it too hard and we were arguing too much over what order 100 to 1 goes. So we've kind of broken them down into categories, and this one is, it's just fun. These movies are just fun. So starting off, we've got Phantasm. Claire tried to knock this one out the top 100. I don't know like why. Phantasm's fun.
I don't like it.
It's about a big tall guy who kidnaps people and turns them into little people.
David Williams, who likes to fling.
He doesn't look like David.
He does.
Stinky baseballs. What sort of baseballs?
Spiky baseball. Stinky ones.
I love Phantasm, and Alison loves Phantasm. The movies are just fun. Running about, fighting spheres with spiky spheres. So I can't even say it. But I just think Phantasm's a fun movie. It's a good watch. Pardon me. I still haven't watched the last one. I really need to
watch that one as well.
But I love all the sequels as well, because they're just crazy and fun. Then we've got Hell Night, which is a good little slasher. You can tell it's the same as a lot of other films that came out by that time. It's a group of kids doing a pledge night, and they're basically dared to go and stay in this old haunted house, and people start dying, but it's just a lot of fun watching them die. It's got Linda Blair in it, and I really like Linda Blair, and there's some really funky scenes in it. Like, there is actually a creepy scene where they're barricaded in a room and they think they're safe, and then the killer comes up out the floor, but the carpet's on top of them, so you can't see him. It's a really good scene. Pumpkinhead, a revenge flick, which is a lot of fun. So it's basically about this old curse where you can basically go and raise this demon from the dead to seek revenge if somebody's done wrong to you. And it's a group of kids that kills Lance Hendrickson's, not real Lance Hendrickson, I can't remember his character's name. Ed Harley. That's it. I have to say it like that. That's how the witch says it. It kills his son, and he goes and raises the demon to go and kill the kids. But there's always a twist. No, it's a twist. What's the word? A catch. Yeah. And he can feel their pain whilst they're dying, which I really liked. But I just have a soft spot for Pumpkinhead. I think it's a lot of fun. Sequels, not so much. 2 is watchable. 3 and 4 are not. Fright Night. Who doesn't like Fright Night? Fright Night's a good, fun movie. It's basically a vampire twist on Vertigo. Have I got the movie right?
I don't know.
Remember Vertigo? It's Vertigo. He sees out the window.
Rear Window.
Oh, Rear Window. That's why I haven't said the
Why?
I don't
like
know.
heights, problems, vampires and heights.
But yeah, Fright Night's basically about a kid that...
A vampire who's too afraid to fly till he meets a special child.
We've been at this for too long. So Fright Night's basically about a kid that, through watching out his window, notices that his neighbour's a vampire, and he recruits the help of a TV... What's the word I'm trying... A TV Elvira, but it's a guy. I was trying to think like a personality. A TV personality who's like Van Helsing kind of character. And they go to fight the vampires, but it is just a lot of fun. Fright Night. Good. Child's Play is actually written by the same person that did Fright Night, so... but Child's Play is just about basically a serial killer and a nutter who... It's funny because I seen somebody put something online that if you played Child's Play backwards, it would actually look like a doll that saves a young guy's life, befriends him, and then at the end gives up his life to bring a man back from the dead. If you played it backwards. But really...
Actually, I want someone to make that movie. That would be really creepy.
But yeah, Child's Play is about a guy who's a psychopath, dies, uses voodoo to put his spirit into a doll. Well, it's the closest thing to him. Turns out to be a good guy doll. Then the good guy doll gets bought and taken into Andy's life. I wonder if that's why they called the kid in Toy Story Andy.
That's quite creepy.
Watched Child's Play whilst they did it and went, So Child's Play's got a lot to be thanked for. But yeah, and you see the doll killing people. I just think Child's Play is fun. It is not scary. I know how people are scared of dolls. I just don't find Chucky scary. He's funny. Evil Dead 2. Come on, there's a flying eyeball in it. It's fun.
And
loads of blood, loads of gore.
in the fruit cellar.
And this is the one where Bruce Campbell actually does fight with his own hand. But yeah, Evil Dead's a lot of fun.
And
Good laugh.
Ted Rami in
the fat suit.
Yeah, I think that's amazing.
I think the gross scenes when you see the sweat running out his armpit when he's flying around in circles. Trick or Treat, not Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat's a movie about a kid that's bullied. He likes rock music, and he basically, the band that he worships, the lead singer dies, and then he discovers from playing their last album backwards that he can bring the lead singer back to life, but he's like a nutter, and he goes out trying to kill people. But it's just a lot of fun. See,
It's an easy watch though.
I actually don't feel bad for the bullies.
No,
the ending's similar to like Carrie, where there's like the prom and everybody starts dying because this guy's singing. I can sing the words to the song as well, which is bad because I've seen this movie so many times I actually know the song. But I'm not singing it. I just enjoy it. It would actually work well in double bill with Carrie because it's like bullied kids getting revenge. Popcorn. I like popcorn. Popcorn's basically it's like loads of little movies in one, but it's about a bunch of kids holding an all-night horror movie marathon. It's like got smell movie and sense movie, isn't it? And
aye, and the plastic fly that whizzes down into the audience.
But in the background of this, there's actually a psycho killer seeking revenge, which is going on whilst they're trying to arrange their all-night horror movie marathon. Just a great flick. If you've never seen it, it's a lot of fun watching it. I don't know what you've wrote there. Return Live Dead. Okay. Return the Living Dead. It's I just keep saying the same thing. It's a lot of fun. But I suppose this section it's a lot of fun.
The thing is, it knows that it's fun. Like, it doesn't take itself too seriously. It knows it's
naturally loved as
a light-hearted film.
Send more, please. Send more paramedics. But it is just silly. But there's something good about Return of the Living Dead. It's just silly fun. And then Slumber Party Massacre, which is one we only recently watched, believe it or not. I couldn't believe we hadn't seen it. But Slumber Party Massacre is basically, and you'd think it was about a slumber party, and it kind of is near the end, but it's not to start.
No.
It's just about a serial killer which starts killing off random folk, and it kills more than just girls in it as well, it kills men as well. But what I like about it is you see the killer, and you never know who he is, but you see his face. There's no like hidden stalk and slash. He's open about it. But they even slag off their own movie because his weapon of choice is a drill. But you don't see the cord and the battery doesn't die. And there's a scene in it where one of the girls pick up like a saw blade, and she goes to run up and fight him, and then her cable pulls her back and she falls back down the stairs. So it's almost like they've went, oh well, his keeps working but she can't use hers because it doesn't reach. Which I thought was really funny, but there's some really good scenes in it that make sense in this film. Like, they stick together. They don't. Okay, there's one of them that makes a stupid decision, but the majority of them actually make the right decision, but it still ends bad.
Remember one of the girls is trying to hide from the killer, but does he not cut her arm or something like that? So she's hiding, but she actually has a sense when she sees her blood going to run like across the floor and under the door, to try and mop up some of it. Now, that's good thinking. Most people would just start screaming and going,
and somehow not run.
I'm over here.
I can't use my legs.
If I put my hands in front of my face, it'll be okay.
But no, they actually make a lot of good decisions in Slumber Party Massacre, which makes the movie a lot better. But it is a lot of fun. The second one was mental. We haven't watched the third one, but the second one went in a wee
tangent,
a wee adventure somewhere else. But it was still fun to watch. So we'll move on to our next section here and see how far through we can get. So this is basically visually stunning horror films is what we decided to call this one. So starting off, we've got The Company of Wolves, which is basically Little Red Riding Hood. But the way that this movie's shot and the way that it's done it is just a really, really pretty movie. It does have a really disturbing transformation in it, so we almost put it in the transformation section. But I think it's more visually stunning. It's a great movie. Angela Lansbury's like perfectly cast in this movie. She should have been in more horror films as grannies. But I love The Company of Wolves. I think if you've never seen it and you like wolf stories, then this is definitely a different version of a wolf story, because it's like loads of different tales told about older, like, what's the word I'm looking for, like older fairy tales type thing. But yeah, love Company of Wolves. The Shining, overall just a beautiful movie. The Shining, I think most people have probably seen it by now. Still don't know what the hell's happening with the people dressed up as bunnies in it, but I still think it's a beautiful movie.
I think it was like rich people's kinky parties.
Yeah, kinky party with tea and pinkies. And nipple slices. But no, The Shining is an absolute visually stunning movie. It's got a lot of bright colours in it, and as well as having a lot of bright colours, it also has like the perfect snow setting in the hotel that it's in. But yeah, I think it's a beautiful movie. And see, seeing it in Blu-ray for the first time, it almost looks like you could just jump into the screen. It is that picture perfect. And Bram Stoker's Dracula. It's very gothic, Bram Stoker's Dracula. I think Alison and Claire's actually stopped talking here.
I didn't like Keanu Reeves in it. I think he ruined the film.
But the perfectly cast one,
So
I
I
bet you're
can't
listening
watch
to this actor who acts Wooden, and they went, Keanu Reeves.
He was... Well, remember when we watched the special features that they were talking about the talent of the cast, and then they went and Keanu Reeves as
a pretty boy,
good-looking young man. I thought that's the only reason he was cast.
He's not a very good
terrible.
actor.
That's why I can't watch that film, because I think he just...
Gary Oldman makes up for it though. Yeah. Gary Oldman is the perfect... Out of all the vampires, all the Draculas has been in, as much as I love like Bela Lugosi and Christopher Lee, to me Dracula is Bram Stoker's Dracula. Alison and me used to get... Yes, Bram Stoker's Dracula. I meant Dracula. We used to go and put on Bram Stoker's Dracula and like Lost Boys and Fright Night and eat jammy sandwiches and drink blackcurrant juice and pretend we were vampires. But if you think about how visually beautiful this movie is, it is amazing. The way that it's done, it's very gothic and pretty.
We were that young, we didn't actually know what was happening to poor... What was it? What was her name?
Oh, Mina.
Oh,
She got pumped by the wolf.
Yeah,
no, it was somebody different. I don't think, because Mina's...
Lucy.
Lucy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
And Keanu Reeves gets all these vampires crawling over
he's
him.
attacking her, and you're like... You grew up and you go, actually that happened in quite a lot of movies where you didn't realise that there was so
my feet's going
many
again.
bad bits happening that you didn't recognise it. We just thought, he's attacking her. Yeah, he's really attacking her.
Mouth of Madness. Have you just wrote mouth? I thought it said Mouth plus Madness.
No.
Mouth of Madness. In the Mouth of Madness is what the movie's actually called. John Carpenter movie about a author that goes cuckoo is the nicest way to put it, in the nicest John Carpenter way possible. But the scenes in this, and the way that I love the backwards pedalling with the wee kid cycling, it keeps going round in a loop. I think that's really good. Obviously the end sequence, in fact it's got a cinema sequence in it as well, where he's sitting in the cinema just laughing away to himself.
It's a brilliant end.
Yeah, beautiful movie. And I think we've got one more time to squeeze. We've got a wee bit more time to squeeze one more movie in, so we'll go for Poltergeist, Toby Hooper's Poltergeist. And
are you going to tell them who you told me I'd grow up to be?
I told my sister she was going to grow up to be the little psychic, and it's funny because she got a painting for her wedding, and the person that painted her exactly like her. So we kept saying, "Going to the light, say I do, Alison."
Was it Toby? I thought it was Steven Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg produced it, but there's been a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Disputes as to who actually directed it. But I think it was Toby Hooper. I'm giving his name's on the directing, but it's Toby Hooper. Steven Spielberg asked him to direct it. I think this is a beautiful made movie. It's got all the vibes of a Steven Spielberg movie because it's set in the suburbs, and it was actually shot, I think, at the exact same time as E.T. because there's photos of the two kids, like the two casts sitting together. But yeah, beautiful movie, great cast in it, and the way that it ends is just brilliant with the TV getting shoved out onto the hotel landing. Right, so we're about to run out of time again. I really think we're going to get the rest of them in the last take, like the last bit, and then we're all going to fall asleep because we've been at this for so long. So we'll be back in a few minutes.